Welcome back to another monster movie every day for October 2022. For October 27th, we have Creature from the Black Lagoon on 4K from 1954. All right, note this is widescreen. Very exciting. This movie goes all the way back to the beginning for their origin story.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
And there's an explosion. Yeah. Primordial life. Explosion. As far as the 4K disc goes, I would say it is excellent. There's a lot of natural softness to the picture. Like, you can tell that the shot, that's as sharp as the shot was at the time they did it. The grain is very consistent throughout. It doesn't appear to be meddled with. The sound is just a 2.0 DTS HD Master Audio, so it just seemed, it was really clear and actually loud. The image is super stable. I really felt that any detail that was filmed at the time that I saw while I was watching this movie. So I feel like I got the maximum detail possible from this 4K disc. So there's some really quality archaeology going on. So there's this like hand coming out of the side of the wall, and they use their archaeology skills to just rip it out of the side of the wall. I'm no archaeologist, but I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. And they say things and people were smaller back in the day, and maybe that goes for towels as well, because this girl hands this guy a towel. It's like a little baby hand towel. Look at this. Nice. Yeah. All right, here's the first kill. If this doesn't make you want to watch this, then there's no hope for you. Check this out. No. And here's the second kill. Not to make light of these guys' deaths, but let's make light of their deaths. Look at all these guys in their expedition clothing. Look at that. Ready for a river adventure on the Amazon. Okay, a few things to note of this. One, these shoes are totally back in style now. And two, look at this monster trying to grab her foot. It's not the first time he plays foot grabby, almost grabby with this girl. Alright, I was almost expecting the monster hand to do that snap thing. Like, oh, dang it, I didn't get her on this part right here. He's like, meh. Alright, this movie, being a Creature of the Black Lagoon movie, has a ton of underwater shots. And they look really, really good. But it started to feel like they were like, look it, we can film underwater. And so they're just like filming and filming and filming and filming underwater. So it felt like there was a lot of just looking around underwater. So the movie does really good with all this underwater tension, like swimming around and the creature looking at him and stuff. And now the girl's swimming, which is super similar to the part of the beginning of Jaws. But look at this. Look at the monster out swimming with her parallel underneath. Anyway, whoever plays the monster, it must be a super good swimmer. Yeah, right there. Look at him swimming next to her. It's pretty cool. Look at him sneaking up, trying to touch her foot. Oh, he gets scared. So these guys are here on a scientific expedition. But the guy who's in charge, Mark, is totally basically just like a big game hunter, poacher kind of guy. He just wants a trophy. Of course, he pegs the monster with his harpoon gun. And sadly, here's our third monster kill. So they decide to use like a poison to try and poison him. And look at all these fish. I don't know if those are real fish or what, but obviously maybe PETA wasn't around to bomb the set. I don't know. So they decided they have to drop the poison deeper, and it actually ends up being a super cool shot. This is one of my favorite shots. Look at that. That is a cool shot. And look at this incredible shot. You got the creepo guy standing over there, and you got the girl sitting there waiting just to get grabbed. But look at that. That's a great shot. All right, so they captured him, and this doctor is on watch, and of course he's not being attentive and falling asleep. And this movie has decided that it is the master of teasing you with stuff that could be scary, but then ends up not being scary, but then ends up being scary. The ultimate twist. Okay, so you got this guy in a little cage, sitting there doing his thing. You got the sleeping doctor, and what is it? Oh, it's just her, silly girl. So dude totally gets his face mauled. But then the monster gets caught on fire. Look at that. So this is the Mark guy. He's determined to get some kind of souvenir out of this monster before they go home. And everyone else is like, whoa, he's picking us off one by one. Let's just get out of here because we're a science expedition and not a battle monster expedition. So this is the captain of the ship, and he's been totally like cheerful, positive, fluffy, nice guy the whole time. And this guy like grabs him and is threatening him. And watch this. I just thought this was super cool. Puts his knife there and tells him that he's in charge because he's the captain of the ship. He does it while smiling. That's pretty cool. So he puts the boss man in his place. So if you're afraid of the water or monsters that live in the water, this there's a trigger warning on this next part. But there's basically, just like the old cheesy trailer said, there's a really long, epic underwater battle coming up here. I thought this part was the coolest, where they're like on the bottom of the water, just like rolling around in the mud. Just thought that was some awesome footage there. All right, so my disc actually froze at 1 hour, 13 minutes, 35 seconds. It's playing on a Sony X800 M2 or something. Anyway, look at this part here, though. As per monster movie tradition, and what the poster promises, we get the pose. Yes. This is the thing that monsters do. They carry the ladies. And I don't know why, but all these movies of this day have these ladies getting carried by these monsters like this. I mean, I do know why, because the people buying the tickets like to see that thing. All right, so Dave or Daniel or whatever his name is, who cares, is coming into the cave to rescue this girl because they're going to get married eventually when she makes enough money for him or something. I don't know if that's what she said at the beginning. Anyway, what he said. Okay, so he pops out of the water, and I know that he has a harpoon gun, but in my brain, I was like, oh, he's got a banjo. I don't know why. He popped out of there, and I'm like, he's going to play some music. That's just what my brain decided that he was holding. Or a guitar or something. Alright, so this guy's being so brave and navigating this cave and getting dive bombed by a bat, apparently. He's looking all over for her, and let's see if you can find out which room she's in here. Oh, is it the foggy one? If there's, the foggy room says monsters ahead. So he finds her on like a rock. It's almost like an altar looking thing, but she's just plopped there. Anyway, I paused it because that's one of my favorite shots in the whole movie right there. It just looks so cool. Oh, and then look at him running over there to help her out. So nice. Aw. Alright, so David, apparently his name is. He's totally a fighter. He got his harpoon gun smashed. He threw a rock at him, and then as the monster closes, he actually pulls his knife out and goes to work with his knife. Then there's people shooting at the monster right when he's right there. As in when David's right behind him, and it's like, man, the people in these movies just shoot at stuff with no regard to the backstop, what's beyond what they're shooting. So they're lucky David didn't get shot. All right. Good job, guy. Kept the lady safe. They lost like half of their crew, but these guys are safe, and that's what makes us feel good. All right, so this has been your monster movie for October 27th. For Monster Movie Every Day for October 2022. So for October 28th, we have the sequel to this, Revenge of the Monster from 1955, the year my dad was born. But as far as the creature from the Black Lagoon goes, from 1954. I liked it, and I think I remember seeing this when I was little and being scared by it. My 7-year-old really wants to watch this. So I would say, as far as this movie ranks with the others, is it would be in the lower side of the best movies, or in the upper side of kind of the mid-level movies. But it's definitely a fun, solid one. It was different than the rest because it seemed like the filming was a lot more dynamic, and it was widescreen. The 4K looks great. There was a little more soft shots than I was expecting, but that it was obvious that it was inherent to the source and not the remastering. I I saw very, very few little specks, and I don't know if I saw any scratches on the film, so it was very clean looking. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you've watched all of these so far, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.